On this episode of the Mental Health Today show, I'm talking about emotional intelligence. Hi, and welcome back to the Mental Health Today show. My name is Cordray, and I'm a licensed therapist. And today on this episode, I want to talk about the differences between IQ and EQ. And in my opinion, EQ is far greater than IQ. Okay, so what exactly is EQ? What do I mean by emotional intelligence? Well, we all know what IQ is. It's facts. You know your numbers, you know education, right? You can retain it in your mind. But not everybody can do that. Not everybody can measure IQ the same as everybody. You just can't. Some people can retain information a lot better than others, but it has nothing to do with how intelligent they are. But it's the measurement that we use in our educational system. That's why I rather talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence that has nothing to do with facts. It has nothing to do with what you know or can retain in your mind. It has everything to do with who you are as a person. Emotional intelligence talks about and deals with self-awareness. How aware are you as a person? How aware are you of areas where you need to grow in? Or areas that you're really, really good at? The areas that you're strong in? And do you go all in on your strengths? Or do you focus only on your weaknesses and feel like you're dumb? So when you do that, you're confusing your EQ with your IQ. And I don't want you to do that. EQ is who you are as a person. How do you react? How do you respond? How do you interact with individuals and people? And how are you able to work on your self-awareness? It's not about numbers. It's not about facts that you learn in school. Your ACTs may be low, but it has nothing to do with who you are as a person. And so I really want to hone in on your emotional intelligence. And I want to encourage you. I don't know what your IQ is. You may not even know what your IQ is. But you have an idea of your EQ when you're able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I like who I am. I have places and areas to grow in, but overall, I like who I am. Or look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, I'm really struggling today. I'm having a hard time. I might have some anxious thoughts, or I might be a little bit depressed. What do I need to do to work on it? It's when you confuse your EQ with your IQ is when you feel like a loser, when you feel like you're crazy. Don't do that. Don't equate with your struggle with anxiety with your IQ. Just because you struggle in an area doesn't mean that you're dumb or crazy. And so you have to know who you are. And life, that's what life is. It's a journey. It's discovering who you are. It's knowing your weaknesses, but not getting down, not allowing the inner critic to tell you that you're dumb. It's about learning the process. It's all about the journey. And so I don't know what you're facing or what you're experiencing or where you're at in your journey. But it doesn't matter. What matters is wherever you're at, that you can really try to understand who you are. And so don't get caught up. Don't get caught up on your IQ. Focus all in on your EQ. And I know if you do that, if you focus on your emotional intelligence, who you are as a person, what makes you tick, your personality, your relationships, if you focus on that, your life is going to be so much better. You're going to feel better, more about yourself, your confidence is going to be higher. And that's what you need to do. Go all in on your EQ. Our educational system really doesn't focus much at all on EQ. It's very heavily on IQ. What you know, what you can retain. The problem is with that, there's so many people who have learning disabilities, but just because they have a learning disability doesn't mean that they don't have a good intelligence. But our measurement system is you have to know A plus B plus D, or 1 plus 2 plus 3. You have to know that. You have to remember all this information that's thrown at you in the educational system. And if you can't remember it, it's not going to be recorded on for your IQ. But EQ is the real world. I don't care how smart you are. You can be a genius and with your IQ be very, very high, but your EQ be very low. And a lot of very, very successful CEOs tend to have high IQs, but their EQs doesn't match. And then all their employees, their friends, their family don't want to be around them because their EQ is not very high. They focus so much on their IQ. But life is not like that. Life wants you to have a high EQ. It doesn't care if you have a high IQ. So what I mean by that is, let's say you go for a job and you put on your resume, and your future boss, your future employer, they're not going to ask, what did you get a grade? What was your GPA? Most employers will not ask that, but they will ask for references. Why is that? Why? Because going for the reference, which is EQ, how you reacted, how you interacted with other individuals, how did you perform with other relationships in your former jobs and careers, they want to know that. Knowing that you got a 4.0 or a 3.5 or a 2.5 in college, they're not going to be as important. That's not going to be important to them. So why is it so important to you? Why is having an IQ that's above normal so important to you? Focus on your EQ, your emotional intelligence. I'm telling you, it will help you in the long run. So get over the fact that when you struggle, don't equate it with your IQ. You're not dumb, you're not stupid, just because you struggle. So look yourself in the mirror and say, I do struggle with this, I need to work on this, and do something about it. Don't get down on yourself. Work on it, and work on your emotional intelligence. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to the Mental Health Today show. It means a lot that you're here. I value you so much, and I want you to keep working on you. Until next time, bye.